Welcome to Eye in the Bay. I'm Brian Hackney, here deep in the Alaskan wilderness, and that is what we've come here to see. That is an Alaskan black bear with 2 cubs.
Yes, we really are in Alaska, here to do all those things that people come here to do.
We'll stand on top of a moving glacier.
We'll see thousands of salmon swimming upstream.
We're going to kayak in the Pacific Ocean.
But first, a highlight we couldn't wait to show you.
Oh, they're...
We were at the base of a glacier. The ranger spotted movement in the trees.
Over here somewhere?
Yes.
Right through here?
Right at the edge of the stream.
Okay. All right. Oh, there she comes.
And there she was, an Alaskan brown mama bear and her 2 cubs just a few feet away.
She is grabbing salmon. They're watching mom to see how she fishes, and they'll pick up a lot of those same points.
Wow.
Okay, let's back up. What the heck are we doing in Alaska? Well, we're always looking for new destinations for Bay Area travelers, and there's something enticing about Alaska, especially for a guy who loves big statistics.
Alaska is huge. It's easily the largest U.S. state, and yet it's the least densely populated. Only 686,000 people live in this entire state. 1 person per square mile. More people live in San Jose alone than live in the entire state of Alaska. This all used to be Russia until we bought it in the year 1867. The price? 2 cents an acre, or $7.2 million. Alaska became the 49th state in 1959, partly because the president of the time, Dwight Eisenhower, wanted to have a U.S. contender in the world's dog sledding championships. And glaciers? There are 100,000 of them in Alaska, half of the total number on Earth.
Yes, Alaska has a certain rugged allure, but traveling to Alaska seemed too daunting. We thought it's too far, too cold, and too dark. But then we started talking to people in the state capital, Juneau, and discovered a whole new side to the state.
The great thing about Juneau is you can have almost every legendary Alaska experience in our town. Everything is very close, within 15 minutes of the downtown hotels. You can be on a trail, you can be on a whale watching boat, you can be flying over the glacier, you can be sport fishing for salmon or halibut. Everything is right here. It's 2 hours from Seattle, which is 2 hours from San Francisco. You can easily take a long weekend.
Then we learned this. The weather in Juneau is far from those freezing scenes from the movies.
But I was just thinking, Juneau, parkas, you know, we're shooting now, I grant you we're shooting this in late summer, but it's sunny, it's going to be 80 degrees today.
Yeah.
And that rumor about Alaska getting maybe an hour of sunlight in the winter every day, not true in Juneau.
Yeah. On our shortest day, we still have 6 hours and 6 minutes of daylight.
So I stopped shaving and we set out for Juneau, Alaska.
Juneau's different in that, you know, once you do get outside of town, whether you're out hunting or fishing or something like that, you're basically on your own.
Funny to think of this quaint little town as a state capital, but it is.
Even though it's the state capital, fewer people live here, just 30,000, than in my tiny hometown of Hollister. And while mighty CBS 5 occupies an entire city block in San Francisco, CBS in Juneau is in that blue building, actually half of that blue building. A lot of people come here from somewhere else and stay.
Yes, they do. They come for a visit and just don't leave.
I came up on vacation 32 years ago, totally fell in love with it, went for a job interview while I was here, got the job, moved here.
Even our local expert, Elizabeth Arnett, is not a native.
But I'm originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
You're from Louisiana?
Yes.
This is climatologically slightly different?
Culture shock.
Yeah. Culture shock, but nevertheless, you must have loved it.
I did from the minute I saw it.
Maybe one of the reasons they come here is that you get paid to live in Alaska.
Yes, it is true. Each October, every qualifying Alaskan man, woman, and child gets a share of the permanent fund dividend. In a good year, maybe $1,500.
Biggest source of income for Juneau? Tourism. I mean, let's count. In the Gastineau Channel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruise ships, about 600 in a season.
The cruise industry has been a total gift to our town, but for a town of, oh, say 30,000, to have 15,000 people come in on a daily basis over a 5-month period can be a little daunting. If you want to look like you belong in Juneau, don't wear the earmuffs and gloves in the middle of the summer.
Okay, I won't. But I'm going to keep this, at least for this show.
Yeah.
Another fascinating thing about Juneau is this. We're about 5 miles south of downtown, and we hit the same fate anybody driving on roads around here will hit. The end of the road. That's because the longest road around Juneau is 45 miles long. There's simply no way out.
There's only 3 ways to get to Juneau even today. There is no road to get here, so you have to come by air, by water, or by birth canal.
And it makes it quite a safe community.
But it does. If you rob a bank, you have nowhere to go.
They know where to look for you.
First thing you got to do in town is ride the Mount Roberts tram.
It's about it's a 4.5-5 minute ride, and it's great for the visitors to have a chance to come up 1,800-foot level, and they just short walk and they're in the alpine environment, which is gorgeous.
We've already seen some things during the course of the show that I have never seen before in my life. And what is happening right here at my very feet is one of them.
This is a phenomenon you have to see to believe, and it happens every summer. Thousands of Alaska salmon travel miles to return to the very streams where they were hatched.
And they're coming back here to die, to spawn and die.
Ultimately, yes, spawn till you die. That's the expression.
It looks like the water is boiling over little rocks, but those aren't rocks. Those are the individual fins of individual salmon, and they're all heading up Sheep Creek for one last swim.
Salmon aren't just a mascot. They're the lifeblood of Alaska.
It is definitely at the core of the economy for the entire state in all realms.
It's such a critical industry that they keep the salmon population booming at hatcheries like this.
So we're making millions of salmon babies just to give back to the salmon population in Alaska.
And this is not a fish farm.
Oh, absolutely not. That's illegal in the state of Alaska.
The difference is, at fish farms, the fish are never released into the wild.
We release about 125 million every year. Baby salmon about the size of my pinky.
The salmon swim off, live their lives, and then the miraculous happens.
2 to 7 years down the road, that smell that they imprinted, that freshwater smell, they can detect all the way out in the Pacific Ocean and follow it back like breadcrumbs wherever home might be.
The salmon that reach the top have one last roll in the hay before heading to the great pond in the sky. The eggs are collected and the whole process begins again. An amazing cycle of life you can see up close and personal in Alaska. Coming up, we visit the gigantic and stunning Mendenhall Glacier. That's next.
It's like being on another world, actually. It just doesn't look like the planet Earth.